किशोर प्रभु की जय।
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जटावल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। व्रज जननी। नंदना व्रज जननी। नंदना व्रज जननी। यमुना तीरा यमुना तीरा अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद। जय श्री जय अष्टोत्तर से भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज श्री प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की। All glories to Samad devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gaurang Shri Prabhupada की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangam langayate girim yatripatamam bande. Shri Gurundanataranam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanyeshwaram. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharana Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarani. Hare Krishna. I neither have any qualification nor do I have any realization. I seek the blessings of all of you, so that whatever I heard in the past can repeat. Correct. How to be recognized by Krishna? That's today's topic. If parents have only one child, they show their entire affection on this one child. When another child comes, that affection has to be split between two. But another child comes, it splits between three. If there are 10 children, that affection has to be split between 10. If parents have 100 children, naturally that affection has to be split between 100. And one child has to go to the mother and say, Mom, I'm hungry, because she has to cater to 100 children. If parents have billion children, parents really, they may not even know the names. If parents have 8 billion children, it's difficult. How many living entities are there? If you put 0 and start writing from here and go around our circle, Earth, and come back, that many living entities are there. Not 8 billion, 8 billion population, that is. So, and this is only Earth. How many planets are there? Unlimited. Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayaka. If you go to Vrindavan, you see that word Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayaka. Means unlimited number of crores of universes. Not unlimited crores of living entities. How many planets are there? Unlimited Akhila Anda Koti. What is the biggest number in Vedic culture? Crore. How many crores are there? Unlimited crores. Akhila Anda Koti Brahmanda. How many Brahmandas are there? Unlimited number of crores of Brahmandas. In every Brahmanda, how many living entities are there? Unlimited. If a guru has 50,000 disciples, you have to go and tell your name and you are his disciple. Otherwise, guru doesn't know. Agree? How many planets are there? Unlimited number of crores of planets are there. Not planets, universes are there. Plural form of universe is multiverse, of course. Then how to be recognized by Krishna? I'm sure many of us never thought of this. We go once in a while to the temple. Things happen in our way. We'll go to, if them things are not happening in my way, I go to another temple. If not that temple, I go to another temple. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm honest with you. As a monk, it doesn't work. That's my experience. So today's session is, there's no PowerPoint presentation actually. How to be recognized. Krishna can do everything for himself. He don't need to do anything. Then how to be recognized by Krishna? You do extra rounds. In the spiritual world, Tripad Vibhuti, 3 times is spiritual world. And material world is only one time. 3/4 of the this cosmic manifestation is spiritual world only. And Krishna interacts with the eternally liberated living entities. They don't have any problem getting up for Mangalarti. Every day they come. There is no question of Krishna. The moment Krishna gets a desire, there are 1,000. Lakshmi Sahasra Satasambrama Sevyamanam Govinda Madi Purusham Tamahamacha. They are not with Rajagun and Tamogun at all. There is no late for Mangalarti. There is no late for any service to Krishna. Then in the material world, how to be recognized? Today's session is that. Should I continue? What are I going to speak? Definitely, if you do, very soon you'll go into the front pages of Krishna. Though there are unlimited living entities, and if you write one here and start writing zeros, and then go up to the Japan and come back and come to the California, and any that many zeros of living entities are there, still Krishna will recognize you in a big way. Krishna and Balram, we are going to celebrate Sri Krishna Janmashtami very soon. How to be recognized? Now I start. And Krishna and Balram went to the forest. And Krishna glorified trees. Krishna glorified trees. Anyway, before I continue telling all the stories, if you really want to be recognized by Krishna, what makes Krishna dear? 12th chapter Bhagavad Gita, it is mentioned. You apply that. To grasp any very important part in making progress is Shravanam, hearing. But for Shravanam to work, 3 things. Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. 3 topics. First, hear attentively. This is knowledge, is a spiritual knowledge. Aparoksha. I was speaking last Saturday. This knowledge is not material. This knowledge is not even anti-material. It is anti-material, of course, but higher than that. Because Krishna is Adokshaja. So, but first thing in Shravanam is put faith. Second thing, put faith on the speaker. If he is following Shastra, Guru, Sadhu nicely, put faith on his words. And Mananam. I should do this, I should do this. This is very good, this story is very good, I should apply that. I may not follow him, but I like his attitude. I like Kolavich Sridhar. I like Shuklamar Brahmachari. Or I like Pandrik Vidyanidhi. I like Swarupdhar Goswami. I like Raghunath Das Goswami. So, when you remember their stories, and mananam again and again and again, without your knowledge, they're occupying your heart is being cleansed, and in your big vast mind, their pictures are being stored. Earlier they were stored, your mind stored the pictures of Chiranjeevi, Amitabh Bachchan and Rajinikanth. I'm honest with you, it's a naked truth in my temple only. One day I sent a guru's picture with Rajnikant to somebody. That person said, if you want, I can a little bit exaggerate. Hari Guru Aju Baju mein baithe hai. Means it is like Krishna and Guru standing side by side. He said, I have attained the perfection of my life, seeing this Guru and Rajnikant side by side. That picture I'll worship. This person for spiritual life, that person for my all the rest of the life, not material life. You know? So when we remember somebody material, that will bring only one thing, cycle of birth and death, it will bring another birth. That's it. So, Nididhyasanam, by hell or high water, I will follow this. Adveshta sarvabhutanam maitra karuna evacha nirmamo nirahankara samadukka sukaksham. Can you turn it off? I don't need actually. I need it at the end. So Adveshta sarvabhutanam. I don't criticize anybody. And I make friendship with everyone. Karuna. I deal with everyone in a very positive way. This will make you closer to Krishna. What we have to do? I will not criticize anybody. Definitely, only the robot will do whatever you say. Human beings, no human being will do whatever you tell them to do, including children, let me tell you. Maybe they listen only first 2-3 years. After that, they'll be on their own. So, but I don't hate, actually, Adveshta is actually hating, but I translate this too. I don't criticize anybody, but mitrata, friendship, karuna, magnanimity. Adveshta sarvabhutana maitra karuna evacha. The other lines are a little difficult. Nirmamo nirahankara, very difficult. No attachment, no false ego. And you see happiness and distress equally, which is very difficult. But let me tell you, though attachment is very difficult to give up, ahankara is very difficult to give up. But how do I present ourselves to Krishna? One day, Devatas were attacked by a person called Vritrasur. Srimad Bhagavatam. Vritrasur means, Vritra means he pervades. He was actually occupying the entire space, that much big. He was holding a trident, Trishul, and black body, coppery hair, coppery eyes, red eyes. Indra lost his guts even to go before him. So the solution is, cutting the story short, it's a lengthy story today. How do we kill Vritrasur? In 1 second, they were all removed from their positions. Devatas lost their positions. Indra lost Indra Padavi. Indra, is the proprietorship of, he lost his that position of the ruler. And they said, to kill Vritrasur, go to Dadichi. And if you make from Dadichi bones a weapon, Indra, always you see Indra with Vajrayad. How did the Vajrayad come into existence? This is the story. So I go and ask Dadichi, his bones. And using Dadichi bones make a Vajra weapon. With that weapon you can kill Vritrasur. So in the beginning I started Krishna and Balram story. Krishna is glorifying trees. You take a rock, you see a mango or you see a beautiful fruit, you take a rock and throw it. Immediately tree will catch that rock and throw on you? No. Tree will give the fruit. Wow. Like you slap somebody, that person will give you gulab jamun. Second time you slap, second gulab jamun. Third time you slap, third gulab jamun. And that's why trees are becoming extinct. Why? They know only giving. You cut the tree, tree doesn't. Tree takes the pain. Tree bears the heat, but gives you shade. Tree bears the cold, but gives you, if you cut and use the firewood for heating, it will heat up your home. Maybe that's why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, tarorapi sahishnuna, tolerate. Krishna glorified trees. Why? Krishna is telling cowherd friends, Gopas, you can learn from trees also. We can learn from trees also. So Devatas went to Dadichi and said, "Oh my sir, Dadichi was the son of Dharva. Said, we are in calamitous situation. We lost all our homes, positions. So we came to your help. What do you want? We want you to die, please. I should die so that you'll become alive. I should die so that you'll get your homes back. I should die so that you'll get your positions back. That is cruelty. No, please die. If you die, we'll all get our homes back. We will all get our cars back. We'll all get our jobs back. Please die. How many of you consider this as cruelty? And Dadichi said, body is very dear to everyone. Even though you go through so many troubles, nobody wants to give up the body. Why? At the time of death, you go through so much pain. That's why nobody wants to discuss even the word death. But you are telling I should die so that you'll get your physical position. There is nothing spiritual here actually. But it is spiritual. Only one line because Vishnu said that. Go to Dadichi. Dadichi is magnanimous. He'll give you his body. Then Dadichi made that statement. As long as we are alive, we should try to serve others. Trees do that. And instead of being a burden to others, if we somehow or other help others, serve others in their need, it is very pleasing to Supreme Personality of Godhead. I will die. Dadichi sat in meditation and gave up his body. He died just so that Devatas can take bones from his body and make Vajra a weapon with which they would kill what they were thinking, a demon, but a devotee again, a Mahabharata devotee. But unfortunately came in the guise of a demon. Dadichi became eternally famous after that. Throughout our life, if I try to pursue my envious deeds, if I try to pursue my sense gratificated deeds, doing bhakti little bit, like putting cilantro in the khichdi, coming Sunday feast, whenever I want to come because the movie is on. It's not bhakti, maybe it's mixed bhakti. It is just mixed bhakti. Bhakti means what pleases Krishna. Rather than pursuing my ends to meet, devious ends to meet, even in bhakti. Ego is always there to tell you right. Ego never corrects you. Dadichi died. During, what is that? Samudra Manthan. Devdas wanted to get, it's again a mistake by Indra. But this time Vishnu suggested, declare a truce with the demons. You both churn the ocean of milk. What came out? It's poison. Somebody thinks, I know this story, I know what you're going to tell. It means you have not heard that story. I'm not discussing this story. What I'm discussing? Vishnu is the one, Ajita incarnation with 1,000 arms. He manifested himself. He sat on the top of the mountain. Underneath, he came as actually a turtle. Krishna doesn't say, I am Supreme Personality of Godhead. You all come and keep on worshipping. I'll enjoy. No, when needed, Krishna does more than anybody does. So Krishna came as a turtle. First of all, they were trying to place this mountain in the ocean, and they couldn't lift. Many were crushed. Limbs were crushed. Vishnu picked up this mountain and he placed it in the ocean using Garuda. Then Vasuki was used as a churning rod. But immediately the moment they put the churning rod, Vasuki is the churning rope, sorry. Then this into the mountain drowned. Vishnu came and supported this mountain as a turtle. Again, Vishnu expanded as Ajita incarnation, 1,000 arms. And he gave a support like this. Then you said, churn. Everything is doing. He said, no. The next one, next calamity, I'll ask Shiva to do it. What is the next calamity? Everyone was looking for nectar, poison came. When you start chanting Hare Krishna, 2 rounds, F1 will become H1. 4 rounds, job permanent. 8 rounds, green card filed. 16 rounds, green card came. Maribol. Most of the people who get the green card, they don't chant even 1 round Hare Krishna, for your kind of information. Then why should I chant Hare Krishna? Our Raji Guru mentioned very nicely. In cancer. 2 people in the hospital dying out of cancer. They were groaning and moaning with so much pain. For first patient, good news, doctors detected the first person's disease, cancer. But they found out this is a cancer, this is a medicine, you'll be cured. Second person, the tests are going on for a very long time, but they couldn't they could not identify the disease. Means what? First person, very soon, he will go out of the hospital. Second person, he has to continue. Likewise, the devotees means they understood the disease. What is the disease? Envy, greed, lust, anger, pride. If I start chanting, I start following Bhakti Yoga process by sincerely chanting Hare Krishna mantra, sincerely taking prasad, sincerely dealing devotees with respectfully, sincerely following Bhakti Yoga process, very soon I'll make an exit out of this calamitous situation. But other person represents non-devotees. Other person, he has to continue the cycle of birth and death only because he doesn't know what his problem is. Though both are groping in darkness, mourning with pain. First person, good news is very soon he'll be out of it. So, in order to be identified by Krishna, we should not follow bhakti process riffraff way. Like putting cilantro in the khichdi. Kargol Prabhu made a statement, nice statement one time. We should not practice bhakti as a spare tire, spare wheel in the car. When everything, doctor says you go home, everything failed, then they'll come to temple. Not like that. Use bhakti as a steering wheel, not as a spare wheel. Then you'll be recognized by Krishna. One sannyasi told me, Yugal Kishore, when I get up in the morning, I told the same thing in class. When I get up in the morning, fully realized I am wearing body as the shirt. Maharaj, you great Maharaj. Means you have attained self-realization. He said it did not happen yesterday. I mean, it didn't happen after chanting 5 years, chanting for 40 plus years, he said. It worked. Whatever Maharaj, it worked. Amazing. Sincerity, sannyasi. It worked for him. Means It'll work for you. It means it'll work for me. Means it'll work for them. But how much sacrifice he did? Process works. So when then they started churning, what is the next thing that came? Poison. Krishna can 1 second dry up the poison actually. But Krishna wanted to glorify his devotees also. Lord Shiva. On the request of Devatas, Lord Shiva converted this entire mountain, this ocean of poison into a palm full of poison. And who supported him? His wife. Hare Krishna. You know, somebody comes to you, Prabhuji, please drink this poison. Sometimes they say, I will not tell at home, I'll come. Because family will not allow you to do that. Sacrifice. And Shiva drank it. But by Krishna's mercy, he didn't die. He became Kalakanta from that point onwards, Nilakanta. You know, there's a blue streak around his line and around his neck. He glorified. Just because he wanted the welfare of the universe. Hare Krishna. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nahi Anya. Radha Krishna Pranay Vikrada Rahladini Shaktrasmat Ekatmano Api Bhupura Deha Betu Gatotu. Sri Chaitanyakyam Prakatamadana Tadvayam Chekyam Abdam Radha Bhavasukritam Nam Krishna Swarup. Lord Chaitanya came to experience Radha Bhav, is Krishna himself. But did he keep on crying? He did, but he did one more thing. He cried for us. And when he felt the family encumbrances, family attachments are becoming an obstacle, obstruction in the path of deliverance of the mankind, just give it up. Tyaktava sudushyada surepsita rajya lakshmi dharmishta aryavachsa yadagadharanyam maya mrugam daite psitmanavadavat mande mahapurushite charanarvindam. When Lord Chaitanya took sannyas, his wife was only 16 and his mother had only one son, that's him. Husband died, went back to Godhead. One son took sannyas and left, and only one son remaining. So it is very difficult to difficult to give up the association of Lakshmi. His wife's name is Vishnupriya. Take it. And what he did, he became a very strict sannyasi. Only for one thing, not to experience Radha Bhav. He can go so that he would go door to door and give Krishna consciousness to everyone. When his followers came, he implored them to do the same thing. Hare Krishna. That is compassion. It's very important. Following his footsteps, Nityananda Prabhu was willing to go through the ordeal of this whole episode of Jagai and Madai. Madai broke his head and he was bleeding. My friend, no problem, but chant Hare Krishna only once. Why did Nityananda Prabhu do? The leader is like that. Leader sacrifice, let me do that. You know? And following that, the Goswamis, Raghunath Das Goswami father was a billionaire by today's standards. And Raghunath Das Goswami gave up everything. And Rupan Sanatan Goswami, Prime Minister and Finance Minister, they gave up everything. And they would wear Tyaktava Turnamasesh Mandalapati Srenim Sada Tuchva. You know, so they just gave up their positions. When Rupan Sanatan they wanted to join full time to support Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. when they liquidated their assets, they got 40,000 gold coins. Just donated. Kaupina Kantashrita. What did they wear? Costly silk cloths. They just wore. The roadside rejected cloths. People, when they die, they relinquish, they give up their cloth, they're thrown on the road. Rupa and Sanatan would wear that. Hare Krishna. Their sacrifice went to that extent. So one question everyone has to ask, am I pursuing my ego or am I working to please Krishna? You may be like me, maybe wearing saffron, but if I am doing this to please my ego, Bhakti Rasma book is there. Ego is the biggest obstacle for any spiritualist. False ego, ahankar. What is the solution for false ego? Only one medicine. Difficult to apply. Nasanudas. Not Vasanubhas. They gave up everything. Jiva Goswami wrote more verses than Vyasadeva. There's actually what is that? Son of Anupam was a brother of Rupa and Sanatan. Very rich people. But they just gave up everything. Hare Krishna. And Srila Prabhupada many times appreciated Jesus Christ. Just to protect Jews, sacrificed. But in the same lines, maybe Jesus Christ took, what's that? Haridas Thakur. Qazi said, hey, you have taken birth in a Muslim family. Why are you chanting Hindu gods' names? Haridas Thakur said, God is God. Gold cannot be Hindu gold or Muslim gold. If you do not chant this Hare Krishna mantra, you'll be killed. Actually, I was really impressed with Haridas Thakur when he said that. Kanda kurideko yadijaya prana chadipatavodana harinam. You cut my body into pieces, every piece will chant Hare Krishna. They offered him, please just give up. Just give up this. And you'll be accepted, you'll be forgiven for whatever you have done. Haridas Thakur said no. Haridas Thakur was willing to go through the ordeal of being beaten up in 22 marketplaces. And they were beating, nobody survived more than 2 marketplaces. Haridas Thakur was beaten up in 22 marketplaces. But still Haridas Thakur didn't die. His executors were telling, oh Haridas, if you are still, we were surprised how you are alive after being beaten up in 22 marketplaces. If you don't die, the Qazi will think we have not done our duty. He will kill us. So can you believe this is not like a movie, When they are beating to take money. So that's why they don't beat. But this is not in the real life. It will not happen like that. He is really being beaten up. But he's chanting Krishna's name. Oh, really? If my being alive is actually very dangerous to your life, then I'll die. If somebody slaps you, you'll become angry. If somebody tells you, corrects you only one time, you'll become angry and you'll not even talk to them, even if it is your preacher. And what to speak, somebody to what extent they went. And then they are telling after being beaten up cruelly to death. But in 22 marketplace, then they're telling, oh Haridas, your being alive is very dangerous to our life. So like Daditi said, please die. Means he doesn't even have a pound of this much false ego. I'm sorry, Sarva Bhuta Hite Ratha. That's why you're talking about Haridas Thakur today after 500 years. I will die. Haridas Thakur died. Then they took him to Kazi and the doctor tested him. He died. And they said, all right, he's a Muslim, right? Give him burial. Nee. Nawab said give him burial. Qazi said no, it's a disgrace to Muslim community. If you give him burial, he'll have a better life next life. Throw him in Ganga. But Haridas Thakur was in deep samadhi, he didn't die. But metal world, metal terms, in doctor's terms, he died. His body was swept away by the current of Ganga, lower current. An hour later, Haridas Thakur caught up. Few years later, Lord Chaitanya said this. Haridas, that day, I was sleeping in the causal ocean. I was sleeping in the, milk ocean. And when they were executing you, trying to beat you to death, I couldn't take it. But I want to cut off their head with Sudarshan Chakra. But what stopped me? Your prayers. My Lord, they don't know what they're doing. Please don't do, they don't know what they're doing. Don't do anything. So if I kill them, that will pain you more than whatever the pain you're getting from beating. That's why I didn't kill them. But I could not see you being killed, you being attacked brutally. You know what I did? Lord Chaitanya took the chadar out and said, I have taken all your beatings on my body, Haridas. That's why you didn't feel any beating. And Lord Chaitanya took the chadar out, and his whole body is filled with the lashes. Wow, that's Krishna. How did Haridas attract the mercy of Lord Chaitanya? He went to that much extent. Should I continue or not?
Hey,
It's very important. Nityananda Prabhu was beaten up by first time. Mother said, oh, you didn't die in one shot. That's actually, he felt very sad because Madai was had the glory of killing everyone with one shot. Again he was ready. You can want to kill me, no problem. Chant Hare Krishna one time. Wow. Why I'm telling this is, Srila Prabhupada came to America. He had 2 heart attacks, seasickness. Everyone felt Hare Krishna mantra, Lord Chaitanya Prativisaya Chaitanya Nagradikram, Sarvatra Prachara Hoiva Moranam. My name will go every town and village, Lord Chaitanya said. Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam and this Bhakti Yoga process will go every town and village. But they understood, world changed. 1940 itself, Indians were, addicted to coffee and tea and liquor, trying to follow America. Forget about anywhere. Indians were not following this. So Srila Prabhupada, he was living in Lakshmikant Banerjee Lane in Calcutta. His business had problems. And those days, Dol Govinda Shastri, his godbrother, would take a class in the second floor of Srila Prabhupada home, Harinama Vrta Vyakaran. In those days also you want to learn Sanskrit, come. You want to learn Hare Krishna, nobody will come. So Indian position in 1960s itself is bad. Not today. People wanted to learn Sanskrit, but nobody wanted to learn Hare Krishna. So Hare Krishna's, what is that bridge preaching? We will teach you free Sanskrit. What is that book they use to teach free Sanskrit? Definitely not. Nobody would teach. Indians were more intelligent than the intelligent Indians these days. The moment you will teach Sanskrit through Bhagavad Gita, nobody would come. So Jiva Goswami was an intelligent person 500 years ago. Indians will come, this type of Indians will come. What he did, he wrote a book, Harinama Amrita Vyakaran. What is the book name? This book, if you follow, you will learn Sanskrit easily. But what is the byproduct? You will become devotee also. So Dhola Govinda Shastri would teach Harinama Amrita Vyakaran free of cost. Oh, really? You don't need to go to college, you can learn in Sanskrit very fast. But this verse came in that. Then Dhola Govinda Shastri said, it means this Hare Krishna mantra and Lord Chaitanya's name will go every part of India. Prabhupada, after coming from business, he would sit on the steps of his second floor steps of his home, and he would chant his rounds. Prabhupada, when he heard, Prabhupada said, no, no. Prabhupada said, no, no. This will go every town and village of the whole world. But one useless, foolish disciple of Saraswati Thakur, Prabhupada, is Guru Maharaj. One foolish disciple of Saraswati Thakur will go and spread all over the world. But that's not you. Then who is that? He said, one foolish disciple. Srila Prabhupada, he struggled to print first canto Srimad Bhagavatam. He wrote first volume of Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, first volume. He struggled. Somebody said, he wrote the book, but no money to print. Hare Krishna. And Gorakhpur, Gorakhpur press in charge. What is his name? I forgot. Hanumat Prasad Podar. He will sponsor. Prabhupada had 180 rupees. The ticket from Mathura to Vrindavan to Mathura, Mathura to Lucknow, Lucknow to Gorakhpur, then rickshaw. See how much he was writing. And what if he doesn't give money? Again, go back, he would spend around 130 rupees, 140 rupees. Then he'll be left with 40 rupees. How will I maintain myself? Can I venture? Yes or no? Wow. This is actually second volume, not first volume. First volume we tried. So, Prabhupada created, actually Peter Barwash says this, he said this. Prabhupada came to America sales field and he had no customers, with only one salesman. And he created his sales pitch, he created his sales field, he created his customers. Using Bhagavatam as the medium. And finally, Sumati Banerjee agreed to give that visa, and Srila Prabhupada needed money. And every day he would stay in India shipping colony. And he was already old, he had a case stick. And every day he would go, morning to evening, to meet his acquaintances. I'm going to America, give little money. And in the evening, the India shipping colony employees would ask, Swamiji, any luck today? Prabhupada would do like that. No luck, nobody gave any money. Finally, maybe he collected 40 rupees. Then that is enough for Prabhupada. Oh, faith and Rakshati Shatiti Vishwaso. Having so much faith in Krishna. Krishna is my maintainer, Krishna is my protector. You have an interview in New Jersey, will you go with $40? Yes, if you have 2 credit cards in your pocket. But Srila Prabhupada at the age of 70, Prabhupada also had diabetes. And he came to America with 2 heart attacks. But many times I mentioned, in Lilamrita, you don't see, as soon as Prabhupada landed, is there any hospital nearby? Is there any hospital nearby? Yesterday, 2 days ago, few days ago, he got heart attack. No. Even if there was a hospital nearby, Prabhupada had no money. Or he did not make any attempt to beg for charity. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati had 60,000 disciples. Not 1 or 2. But so many, they're all scholars, nobody fell down. But why? Srila Prabhupada stood out. I gave a class in 26 Academy one day. And after that, there was a book, I referred it. Prabhupada says, to please Lord Chaitanya, I can go to hell eternally and preach. I don't know that eternally what is there or not, but I can go to hell and preach. Prabhupada said that. Wow. Amazing. So the point I'm making is, when, like trees, when you try to extend yourself to others as much as you can. Yes, giving food and medicine is, of course, charity. But what is real charity? Waking up people to the reality. Hey, you're not the body, you're a spirit soul. And where were you 2 years before you took birth? Where you'll be one day after you leave the world? Forget about that. Yesterday night you slept for 6 hours, 8 hours. What were you? Who were you when you slept? Every day we are going into the delusion. So the real charity is Krishna consciousness. Make everyone aware. Hey, you're not the body, you're not the man, you're not the woman, you're not the dog or cat, beast, bird, reptile. You're a spirit soul. We have done Rath Yatras not to show we're existing here. We have done Rath Yatras so that they will get some mercy. One person. If one person is attracted to Krishna consciousness, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars that we spent, and so many thousands of hours of human energy, and if one person comes to a temple, that is the success of the Rath Yatras. It is true with even doing Janmashtami. One day I asked Brooklyn Temple, I go to New York regularly. How many will come? 1,000 people. Bhakti Center, full. Means how many? 600. But why we get 6,000 people? It's continuous. What will we get if we get 6,001 or if we get 5,998? It doesn't make any difference in our lives. But what is our happiness? It makes difference in one person's life. Hopefully he'll give up his bad habits, his drinking, his beating up his children. He's chanting of Hare Krishna. He'll become a first better human being and later a devotee. Whether we know it or not, if Krishna knows that is our happiness, that's okay. Where is it coming from? Srila Prabhupada. Preaching is a thankless task. But we know Krishna is watching. One day Malati Prabhu said this, or GBC. When you work very hard, Radharani will hold on to Krishna's shirt and she'll pull. See him, see her. That's what we want. Krishna is taking care of everyone. Krishna is taking care of us also. But if I just give my love to my 2 children and my home and I pay mortgage, that's okay. I heard, somebody's loving you because they're loving you, it's business. Is it difficult to say somebody's loving you, I love you, so you also love them? It is not love, it is business or sentimentality. What is love? A person hates you and you pray for him. Wow. That's love. Prostitute is trying to convert Haridas Thakur for her sense enjoyment to get her coffers, to get gold from Ramchandra Khan. Haridas Thakur is preaching to her, holding on to the senses. She's tempting him like anything. But Haridas Thakur kept on praying Hare Krishna for her benefit. Hers is lust, Haridas Thakur says love. Who won? Haridas Thakur won. With purity, of course. So when somebody is loving us, say I love you, it's Bhagavatam says it's business. There is an expectation. But what is real love? People who do not, whom you do not know, just go and serve. Today I'm giving a class. Bhishmadev was on the bed of arrows. Every 2 inch there was an arrow. Suddenly Pandavas came, Krishna came, all the sages, they all came. It is said when a guest comes to your home, you need to receive them nicely. But Bhishmadev couldn't get up. When you couldn't get up, what do you do? Speak nice words. Bhishmadev glorified everyone. When that point of time also he was thinking of how to honor the guests. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to go into the fun front page of Krishna, pray for those people who don't like you. That may be very difficult. At least take a while, I'll not criticize anybody. As much as possible, I'll serve without expectation. I'm honest with you. You'll be recognized by Krishna very soon. You know, one day I told this in regular Bhagavatam class, some of you may not know. So I went to the class, as I went to Bangalore in Brooklyn. I told this before, but I'm repeating. When sannyasi came, I saw him, Bhagavatam Mangalarti is happening. I didn't even turn back. One devotee came and said, Prabhuji, please see him. What happened? The sannyasi head on the ground. He's not lifting his head past half an hour. Really, actually, I got a feeling he died or what. So this Maharaj had so many disciples. East Asia, Singapore, Taiwan. He speaks actually Chinese also. American. Yes, he initiated so many disciples. So during COVID time, he got a big lump on his hand. Cancer. But he had no insurance. So, because he took birth in New York City, New York State. If he gets Medicaid, he can go for treatment. That's why he came and stayed in Brooklyn Temple. And because COVID times, departments are not working properly actually. So everyone's scared. 3-4 months later also his Medicaid was not approved. Cancer will not wait for you. I went to Maharaj. I got a feeling I don't know whether I should touch him or not. Maharaj, please, Maharaj. Then he said, yes. Wow, he didn't die. Maharaj, please, you need any help? I said, no. Maharaj, please, you need anything? No. Go to your room. Why? Sannyasi has to go through his disciples' karma. So, these are all Kali Yuga disciples. The Guru is taking, Devata Maharaj, liver, Radha Gopal Bhagavan ki jai, Tapat Swami Bhagavan ki jai, Krishna Prabhupada ki jai. His liver changed, kidney changed, cancer, skin cancer, going through dialysis. I was serving him in the last Mayapur Yatra. He would come and give class every day. But then I asked this devotee, Siddhari Prabhu, please give me some service. And you do this service I was doing every 5 minutes. Krishna help me, Krishna help me. But when you would come for class, commander, sacrifice. If I just talk about Prabhupada, nobody saw here Prabhupada. But if I speak about somebody who's living, then we can understand. We become grateful. Grateful means do something positive. One act of little prasad serving and go beyond your ways and ask one new devotee, how are you, sir? How can we make your life better? How can I serve you? Or just simple, put the slippers in right proper way. Give an impression. This temple is also not different from Vrindavan. And Krishna is happy. No, they are big gurus. You don't need to be guru. You be what you are. Do what you can today. But of course, motive should be clean though. If you want to become famous, you will become famous maybe. For this to happen, we need to chant sincerely. We need to chant very sincerely and not only sadhana but sadachara also, good behavior. Believe me, unknown to anyone, eventually Krishna will enter into your life. Without anybody's knowledge, one day it will happen. For sure. It will not happen tomorrow though. Visibly, but Krishna is already, you're here consistently for a while means Krishna recognized you. But to make Krishna happy, we have to do this. Can you turn it on? So I'm telling this is why I'm telling this is we have 2 weeks Janmashtami is coming actually. You know, Janmashtami is the day Krishna gives mercy to everyone. Then to actually, honestly, he made announcement for Balram Jayanti, but we have Julani Yatra before that. Every day, morning and evening. What do we want people to accumulate a bhakti account, little by little? And if you come and swing, rock the Radha and Krishna's julm, you'll make progress. If you come and take prasad, you'll make progress. If you chant one round, you'll make progress. If you come and do some service, you'll make progress. If you sweep the floor, you'll make progress. So after Jalani Yatra and Balram Jayanti, we have Janmashtami. Devotees are going every day to devotees are going every day to distribute flyers. Go, if you go 10, if you tell 10 people, hey, this temple is there, please come. On Janmashtami at least. I'll blessing Krishna. Prana Ardhya Dhyamacha. You want to give your life. If not your resources, your money, Lakshmi, Artha. Dhyamacha, I cannot do either. Use your intelligence to spread Krishna consciousness. Diya. No, I cannot give my life, I cannot give my resources, I cannot give my intelligence. Speak good about the process. So actually now architect sent me this. I just want to show only the update because somebody told me recently there is no update that day you made an announcement. That's it. There's no sales pitch here, just an update. That's it. So architect sent it that outside drive-through. We are going to close it, and this is the kitchen. We are going to make a deity kitchen, and there is a store. There's a lobby, and shoe rack. That's eventually future they'll be entering, and we'll get some space here. Last time we made an announcement we want to sell this building and go to a different place. It didn't work out, so we'll be here only. So, but at least we are going to make a renovation, and we are going to present this to city very soon, and very soon the construction will happen. So we are waiting for the Janmashtami and Radhashtami to be over. Of course, city has to approve it. I hope city doesn't give any trouble. We will, we can go faster on this. If city gives trouble, we have to wait. And that is one update. So because some people give some Lakshmi and they are thinking what's happening. No, that's happening actually. There is a progress. And that being said, this is about the update. My request to you, Shegopal was here. He's not here. Okay, sign up Genius. Janmashtami, we do a lot of services. We need your help. One is promotion. Second thing is on the grounds. 6,000 people come means so many pots need to be washed. So much of prasad needs, prasad needs to be cooked and distributed. And of course, we need to make connection also with others and so that we can make them comfortable. So if you're interested to serve, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 days we are doing, please, come and join. 2, glorifying Radha Gopijan and Tapat, and of course, Srila Prabhupada. And what is that? And during service, if somebody steps on your toes, please don't be offended. Take it as purification, go forward. If you know you're stepping on somebody's toes, ask for forgiveness and go forward. Staying united is very important, and that way that will please Krishna very much. Thank you very much. Very grateful. You know, that's what I wanted to